Anyway, so you can download a program here. I'll show you how to do that later. You can download a program. And if you look carefully, this is exactly the same as each tray. It's exactly the same, okay? Just simple one. So chapter 1 will be so-called Markov's word. We will do the review, all right? I will do the review here 2 weeks from now, all right? So after you get a menu, read that and do that. Then talking about organization, how you organize the company. And let me tell you very quickly, this is the more market-oriented organizational structure. All right, I think pretty very simple. This more like related to chapter 22 we discussed before. So company have different orientation. So in this case, these are very marketing-centric organization. So marketing in charge of all the decision. So all other departments are supporting department. That's what this chapter says. Company report. And when you get the disk, they already have 3 decisions already been made. Okay, let me tell you what I mean by 3 decisions. So we're going to play 7 periods of game. And inside the disk, there's a virtual company called Wizard. W-I-Z-A-R-D, Wizard. Wizard already makes 3 period of decision. And you can see what happened to the company. So that one is totally for your exercise only. You just look at what this company do. And you can know what's going on. Anyway, I will interpret that to you later again. These are called company report. So they tell you very detailed about, the decision and so on, okay? Then marketing operations. This particular chapter talking about how marketing department interface with other departments, such as R&D. How can you make a comment to ask R&D department to make new product? It's called R&D. Finance, you look at accounting and finance, look at your profit and margin. All right, manufacturing, how you going to send the order to that. So this is talking about marketing operation. In other words, interface between marketing and all other departments. And then give you an overview about what strategy is about. I think we already discussed that. Like BCG Consulting Group, we showed you before, question mark, dog, cash cow. Using that framework to make decision. So this will be the menu, all right? Again, I do have Chinese version, all right, if you want that. And so I will cover chapter 6 and 7 today, and we'll move on to another very important chapter called STP Strategy, all right, related to a game. And I would like you to do pre-game period 4 exercise first. That company called Wizard. Let me write down, right? That company called Wizard. And I said that they already make 3 decisions and try to help this company make decision 4, right? And send the file to my TA. I will not run that for you. Send a file. In other words, I want to exercise how the program works. So you make a decision, save that, and send it to me. I want to make sure that everything fine. All right. So during this exercise, you're going to see how to operate a software program, how to make decision, and how to send me the file. So in this simple one, we will just do the exercise for that. All right. So just send your decision file to TA, and that's it. All right, that's what decision 4. And then November 19th, that's 1 month from now, I believe, you're going to have the first decision. All right, so that will run. We start to run from this one. And this game is quite simple, all right, really, very simple. So after 4 games, you need to write a progress report. I call it business plan. After 4 games, write a business progress report. At most 3 pages. All right, so this one we'll try to write down. I think I give you the syllabus at the beginning of the semester already. What happened to your company? What kind of decision you made? Whether they are good or bad? What kind of mistake you make? Whether it's a good strategy or not. So this is more the overview of what happened in the last 4 decisions, and you start to move on. And during the move on, you can run about 2 games per week. So this is Thursday. So you probably need to make a decision. For instance, Monday night. So Sunday night. All right. So you send me the file on a Monday night. I can run it for you. Then I send you back again. Then you can run another one, and then do another one on Tuesday. All right. So something like that. So we can make 2 decisions for 1 week. And as I said that, TA need to do a lot of work. All right. So this is some back and forth. We have so many games, so many teams. So you just send to TA. I will try to organize that into my computer and try to run that for you. All right, and that's it. Then we have final game presentation. I think that's it. So basically, that's what the operation is about. You click that, then they will ask you to do that. So just save the file. Just show you how to do that. You save the file. All right. Save the file. So that will move on to that. And when you move on, so it's all in Chinese. When you go there, there's a C file. And look carefully. There's one called OPS. So in other words, you will define the file name called OPS. Don't ask me why. Well, that's what according to the system. So it's operation, I think, whatever system, OPS. So you save all the file. Whatever I download there, put into this folder. Something what I'm doing here, OPS. Put all the file here, all right? No problem, right? Yeah, this is the file. You can look at that, all right? And if your computer is old enough, all right? Here. This markups.com, you click that. You click this one, you come out the file. You can start to run the program. No, if your program is old enough, all right? If there's no window interface, you just click this .com, then they will run program for you. That's it. If not on OPS, no. You have to bring everything to the window in the C file. Okay. C is your computer.
I had it in a different file, a different folder.
It won't work.
Okay.
It won't work. It won't work. No, won't work. So have to be OPS. That's it. All right. Then under that, then click that one. It's supposed to run. If not, then for the window one, I say that. You go back to the star one. Sorry, again, all Chinese. Star. Go to application program and go to this small one, tiny one called C drive. That's it. You know how to get that there, right? You should be able to get there. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Anyone say no? All right. So star, application, and go to C drive. All right. And after that, you're going to get a window or break. And you can see this first. See document and users setting. All right, that's it. That's the first one. And then you have to do that. First one, cd/ change directory. So under the same window, just type cd/ change directory. And this one will automatically bring you back to C again. All right, and you change to OPS. Remember I said OPS. So you just said, so that step one is cd/, then cd OPS. And then you want will pop out like this one, and you just type markups, and the program will run for you. All right, so this is basically how to access to the DOS system. So first one, I think more one is to go to the OPS, all right? Then go to the C drive in the window, and then just type 3 command, cd/ change directory to OPS, and then markups. You're going to get that. After that, you're going to see the window like this. It's okay, still work. And I tell you what's going on here inside. Then we had a menu. Will show you how to do that. Then if you click name identification, you just type name, they will pop up wizard, and that's it. They will pop up wizard, all right, without giving any new program. Then input decision, that's your decision. So in other words, So don't do that. Just go to display result first. You get and go to display result. So they're going to tell you the company report. They have everything about whatever you did, product, price, market share, profit, and so on. All right. So that's what this one is. After you understand that, then you make decision. Of course, it's back and forth. Input decision. Okay. Anyway, tell you what to do. Basically, easy. All right. 4P's decision. That's it. Only 4P's decision. That's what decision is. 4P's. And then they can do slightly, we call it financial projection. Financial projection. This is Excel file. All right. What financial projection do is try to predict your expected profit. So in other words, you can try to exercise. I will tell you more about that later. All right. So you can this one try to help you to do it, and then you do that. All right. After that, you save the file and then send it to me. Now there's another keyboard called run simulation. Don't run. It won't work. All right. And then print result and exit. So basically that's it. That's what the menu is. So input and run simulation. And the program is very simple, right? Let me tell you the logic behind that. You made a decision, save the file. So this is your company file. You send it to me. The program I have is a called market. In other words, when you make your own decision, it's your own decision without consider. Maybe you consider without consider what happened to another two C's. In other words, your decision do not consider. If you do not consider, then you're going to do a very lousy work. So the part I'm control is competitor decision in the market. So when your decision send it to me, I put competitor decision and market response all together and run the program and back to you. In other words, market is here. Market is here. And you just made a decision. So the whole trick, in fact, the whole business running is try to forecast what happened to the market. All right? That's a difficult part. All right? Especially those of you who never worked before. All right? So in other words, when you get a report, you have to see what happened to the market. And the market size have the competitor, have the consumer. And all the information came from your past report. In other words, I always give a report. All right, so you look at the report and you have to judge based on the information. You have to make a judge to say what to do next. All right, all the detailed operation I will tell you more detail 2 weeks from now. I will tell you that. All right, so first one you have to very important is you have to download the program, try to exercise and look at the wizard first, and try to make the decision and send it to TA. So I want to make sure that all the computer there's no problem. Once you send the file to me, I know there's no problem for everyone. That's it. That's the whole exercise. And after that, you make decision and we start to run again. All right. This is the TS email. Write down. All right. I already have that there. Sherry. All right. You send it to her. In particular, don't give me the garbage, all right? These are TS name. Your team members, if you want, you can send all other people's members' email here all together, so they can CC that to you immediately. Now, in here, don't write anything wrong, all right? Just write your GMBA, whatever number you have, GMBA. So you are 1, all right? Then maybe IBM from Taipei, 8. And then ITI, maybe 32, whatever that. So just write down this number. I think that's it. That will be clear, all right? So just write down the group you are in, and we already assigned to you. And I will use this one as your company's name. All right? I will use this one as your company's name. So when we play the game, so you're going to have 2 companies. One is Wizard. One may be IBM 7, all right? So make sure that the team leader will send, only one team leader send it to the TA already, okay? So the TA will save the file for you, and then bring it to me. I will run it for you. I give it back. So she will send it back to you. So the process is just like that. You make your decision, send to the market, and we run the program to see what happens, you make money or not, and then we send you back. So suppose this is game one. You send the game one decision to me. I run that. Then there's a game one result. Based on the result, you make game two decision. That's a circle. All right? So you make a decision, get a result, go back based on the result, make the decision two, and we run 7 times. Very tedious process, but we're going to do that. All right? So this is basically, so just pick up one and then attach the file. Attach the file. Right, let me show you detail or what the file means. Look at that. There's one called Wizard OPS. If you read carefully at the bottom of that, that's the company's name. And you're going to get another one called IBM.OPS. You just send this file to the TA. That's it. Very easy. You send this file to TA. You don't need to send the whole program. You send this file to TA. So at the bottom of that, because this one only the Wizard, there's no company here yet. All right, but you're going to get a new one called IBM 7. I send that to you, or they're going to make a decision. Okay, so send this one, and if you read carefully, students most of the time mess up. You do get it carefully. These are the size. This is the date. Obviously, it's a very old one. All right, it's a very old one, but it doesn't matter. All right, it doesn't matter, and the size here will be very different. Because if you make a decision there, the file being saved, the first one will be 54K, as I can recall. Game 1 was 54. Game 2 was 76. Game 3 was just like that, 107. Game 4 was 125, on and move on. So you know exactly, so the leader should know somehow, look carefully, don't send the wrong file, this one and this one. All right, you look at the date, and look at the size, and send it to me. All right, don't send me wrong. That's what I try to say. So I will use the pre-game 4 as an exercise. Then I want to make sure that all the system is worked for all of you. All right. These are why I be very careful. Now another one, do not say, okay, I want to do this one. I put another one called backup. No, don't do that. It won't work. If you want to have a backup copy, you keep in your the backup copy. Keep that in your other people's file. Don't send whatever B. Some students send me the B, whatever. No, don't do that. All right. Don't do anything like that. I just need this one. Do not send me the backup file. Right? I cannot run that for you. All right. So this is the file. So, and of course, after you discuss the situation, make a decision, that will be finalized. As I said that before, you say, oh, Dr. Ting, I forgot to put some number. No, that's not, I don't care. All right. My baby already delivered out. I cannot put it back. All right. So after you make decision, that's it. Final. So when the team, so don't send me 2 files. Only one team, give me once. That's it. I run it for you. Don't say, okay, sorry, this is not my decision, or this is not my leader. No, you cannot say that. Okay. So only one. Or as I said that. So I try to run the whole system in the very beginning. So try to do exercise for the game 4 first. I want to make sure that everything system's there. Then we're using the particular person, we can exchange the data. Okay? So that's basically what we have. And that's the schedule. Let me read again. Okay, today here, I think next week I will give you the menu. Or you can look at that. You can look at the menu. And of course, without menu, you can try to exercise that, right? A whole bunch of information, all right? Then I will review that for you. I will spend about 3 hours. Then we can still review that, all right? So you send me the period 4. That's for Wizard. Let me repeat again. You save the file called Wizard, and save the file, send it to TA. So I know it's a Wizard OPS, all right? So that's for the. So this will be. And then we have 1119. I guess only about 54K. I don't remember. I think 28K only, very small one. All right. Either 28 or 48. All right. It doesn't matter anyway. So that's the file. So send me the file and at a time. Any question about this markups? Everything we review in the last 4 weeks going to be there, all right? Whatever we do, organization, 1E, 4Ps, 3Cs, strategy, BCG group, market, whatever we just did. So I would suggest you do not listen carefully on my class. Go back to read all the chapter we have. In other words, chapter 1, 21, 22, all right, very important, all right? That's why I teach that first. And then 1, 2, 3, whatever that, you read that. You can get more idea about the marketing, okay? So you really make a decision, all right? So I bring you the company, all right, that's your company, we try to operate that. And of course, I said that the bottom line will be decided based on your profit and market share. I think that's it. So that's what the game is about. And this is obviously the war, right? It's a game, all right? So you don't have to let other people know whatever you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether corporation help or not. But anyway, try to do your best. Try to do your best. And the game have some kind of artificial intelligence behind that. A little bit artificial intelligence behind that. Whatever you do, they will respond. All right, I'll tell you more about that later. Whatever you do, they will respond. Okay. So you say, oh, I look at other people. No, it won't work. You look at other people's decision and try to make decision. No, it won't work. It won't work. Because in the very beginning, when we signed that to you, you know, everybody had made their own decision. Or somehow they change all that. You know, a lot of parameter change. Anyway, it just like that. Okay, any questions? You sure no question? Did not get a menu yet, all right? And if you read the East Trade menu, similar, okay, the same. You understand the East Trade, understand all that, the same, almost the same. You got to see that, it's very similar. All right, the same. I don't know whether you read that or not, right? The same. All right, market segmentation, new product in the market, make decision, and all that, all the same, very similar. Very, very similar, okay? No question? You sure? Then we move on. For the consumer, the so-called market, right? Chapter 6, we're going to have a lot of exam questions. Chapter 7, no exam question, all right? But I still have to cover that. So we'll cover that. I think today's focus will be in the consumer market only, all right? And they do a course called Consumer Behavior. I think we have Professor Chang and I think we have 2 professors over the consumer behavior. So that's a whole semester's course. And everything is based on psychology. And that's my undergraduate major, all right? I major in psychology. So I suppose you take the psychology, right? Perception, learning, reading to the mind, the brain functions. Is that how you learn? All kinds of stuff, all right? And there's a monkey, there are 2 monkeys, one iron bar monkey and one with a blanket monkey. Do you hear that? No? That's called Benzura, very famous psychologist. You know what I'm talking about? No. I don't know what you guys learn from psychology, really. Benzura, very famous experiment. The monkey raised without a mother. It's an orphan monkey. Then they got two of the artificial mother. One is only the iron bar, iron very cold. Another is a blanket. And the iron one feed that with the bottle with the milk. So they try to separate 2 functions as a parent. The parent give you the food, and the parent give you the love. You know what I'm talking about? Something like that, all right? So it's interesting, if you are hungry, you go to the iron bar mother. If you give it a noise, shock, the monkey will immediately go to grab the one with the blanket. That's what psychology is, okay? Still don't know what I'm talking about, okay, forget about it, all right? This, in fact, it requires course in the USA as an undergraduate course. I don't know why we did not learn that, all right? Anyway, whatever you learn from psychology will be in this chapter. I will tell you more about that, all right? About this, what we going to do. And psychology is application in marketing is so-called consumer behavior. In organization, we call it organizational behavior. Obviously, you are not consumer anymore. You are employee or you are the leader in a company. So that we're getting more complicated. But the same marketing principle apply. And this one in particular using a lot of social psychology, as far as I know, right? So this is why no, I will not discuss that one. I just tell you that, all right? So psychology in fact using a lot of places to do that. Let's look at the psychology first. So this whole chapter is about how consumer buying behavior, what influence that, why they do that, why people buy all that kind of stuff, and what a psychological process in our mind, all right, influence our response, and how they make decision, very important, all right. So you can see this one linked immediately to another course called decision making. But that course in general offered by a professor already mathematics, all right, not really psychology, all right. Then we have decision making, again, these are two decision, okay. There's an old saying in USA called every minute a sucker is born, all right? Now what does this mean? Huh? No, that's what they say. Every minute a sucker is born. What do you mean by sucker? Who's a sucker? Who's the sucker? You are the sucker. Why? Why you pay $5 for a coffee, sit there and then drink the coffee for $5 USA? You don't know what I'm talking about? 为什么呢？花150块坐在咖啡店里面呆坐在那边坐了3小时 ？No, you are not a sucker. $5 USA can buy a lot. What I try to say here is this. All right, why you spend $5 to do that? These are for the woman or the girl, all right? They say come on patch, all right? So you put it there, so you will get skinner, all right? Do you believe that? Put it here, Skinner, put it here, Skinner, put everywhere, Skinner. I don't know. That's what, this in is a seaweed. You know the seaweed? It's called agar. Agar, 洋菜椒. Very cheap. But they changed the name, call it chili heaven, all right? 寒天, I don't know how to say that. Then the price is 10 times. The same. It's just a gelatin, all right? It's a gelatin. It's a jello. And the Japanese call this one different name. Everybody, all the women crazy about it to buy that, all right? Again, remember, I'm talking about soccer here, okay? And I did a new one, all right? Started in Japan. Right now, Japanese, very popular one. They want to eat the liver and veal and intestine and heart and kidney and all that. Suddenly, very popular this year, right? And they call it 内脏米. Do you read the news? 查看看就有了哈。Japanese, whatever, they don't eat the meat. They eat all this inside, whatever. And this product in general is recycled in USA to be a pet food and dog food. I'm not joking, all right? Even other people, everything, whatever inside there, just chop into pieces, and that's a pet food for the dog and the cat. Anyway, so these are popular right now. Okay, anyway. And we have this Yao, you know this one? And it's a tea flower, and it's another double tea flower. I don't know what's going on there, all right? Anyway, everything Japanese approach, okay? And it's cheap, really, you know, unbelievable, all right? You know this one, right? This master, look at the mixer, oh my gosh, it's getting smaller and smaller. And people drink that, and they believe that they believe this one can have some effect. And of course, not only like that, we have some people believe in fortune teller, all right? And they say, oh, you'll be president in the next 2 years. You'll make a lot of money, whatever that. And people believe that even our former president, all right? So you don't know what's going on there? 不知道. Anyway, so what I try to say here is people behave so differently. And why they do that? That's exactly what we try to do, all right? And how can we understand all the consumer behavior? These are old versions of the textbook talking about metrosexual, okay? You know who he is, right? He's out already, okay? He's out. He's not famous anymore, right? You know him, right? Okay, so he's a straight urban man, enjoys shopping and using grooming products. What he's trying to say here is emerging trend, all right? Try to look for, like, you know, what the city people, what they do, and men spend a lot of money on cosmetics and whatever, you know, all kind of stuff, right? Now, what's the difference between straight and gay? You know straight? You know gay? Are you sure? These are very fashionable. Look at that. These are all very fashion, all right? They help you how to design the clothes, how to go to the kitchen, how to do all that, you know. And the gay people in general are very interesting. We are very sensitive. They are very sensitive, you know. They are all work in the agency, you know, creative musicians and all that. All right. Wow, I don't know. Slim fashion. All right. It's in Italy. Very interesting. And you know, there's somebody in the USA they're looking for a macho man, but they're looking for a slim fashion. And I sometimes couldn't tell it's a male or female, right? But it doesn't matter anyway. And then this is another metrosexual, all right? This is another metrosexual. All right, these are the, and then the, what's a housewife? The desperate housewife. Something like that, you know, they all alone. What they try to say here is some kind of trend, all right, in the different city and people living, and what do they do, all right? I think that's what this one says. So very quickly, 3 areas: culture, social, and personal. If you read carefully, this is a very broader view, broader and a little bit narrower, and then to the individual person. Okay, so there's 3 levels of that. Culture, let me read the definition. We talked about wants and behavior before, right? So it's a fundamental determinant of the wants and behavior. So we're talking about American culture, you know, Taiwanese culture, and all kinds of culture, okay? And through this one. And for instance, this very famous movie. But if you don't live, even, again, this is very subculture. If you do not live in Taiwan, you don't know what's going on. If you are not old enough, you even don't know what's going on. So this is, we call it really a culture, you know. So when the people from China, they try to understand that, they couldn't, they don't know, they cannot laugh, they don't know what's going on there. Culture always just like that, and it's just like humor, all right? When I say something like humor, and you don't get it because there's a culture background behind that. And that's what we mean by the culture, okay? Is this Taiwanese culture? I don't know. The first time when I look at that, I don't know what's going on there. Anyone know what's this? What's that? I just heard a chicken giggle. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, anyone know what it is? Very cute Yaris. Very cute. It's just the neck. You know, when you hit a car, we have something like the neck, protect your neck, and that's it. All right. So it's just something like that. All right. Very interesting one. All right. Anyway, it's nothing really. All right. That's just a very interesting one. 小鸡什么小鸭 Look at the feet. It's not a duck. It's a chicken, not a duck, not a duckling. Okay. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, so just the very interesting, all right? To catch a lot of attention and then something like that. Okay. So let me do it again. So fundamental determinant of wants and behavior acquired, really carefully, through socialization process with family and other key institutions. Subculture, I think we discussed that before. So we have different nationality. You might have different religions, racial groups, geographic regions, and so on, okay? And this is a photo from New York. Obviously, the very different subculture there. And this is a photo from Guanghu, okay? Anyone know what's going on here? This is a typical Taiwanese culture, you know? Typical, all right? This from Paris, okay? Anyway, so what I show here is, we have all different variety of culture and different region and different geography and so on, okay? I live in Hsinchu before, right, far away in Zhonghua Lu, Wuduan. And my daughter and my son, we count about 27 of that overall, right? We come from here to about 27 of these stores, something like that. Okay, American culture. All right, anyway, so talking about the American chewing gums and movies and trips and sport, right? I don't believe they can do it now, all right? Anyway, so they're talking about the different culture, right? This American culture. And American people like football, European people like another kind of football, they call it soccer, and Taiwanese people like baseball, all right? So anyway, so it's a very typical culture. Anyway, so talking about how American people consume, all right? So we have different one. And yes, this is very typical American one, all right? The chewing gums and movies and trips, I think a lot of that. And in Singapore, I lived in Singapore before, you are not allowed to have chewing gum, all right? So interesting, all right? They call it 香口胶. I don't know why Hong Kong the same, all right? And yes, in Singapore, the government said clearly, you cannot do this. You don't get my joke. In Singapore, government said clearly, you cannot do this. Okay, forget about it, okay? Forget about it. Okay, anyway, so yes, very different types of culture, and I think Hong Kong also said this one, right? Why name this? 口香糖 is better, right? That is different. Okay. Anyway, right. So this is the American culture. All right, social culture. That's another one. So we have culture overall, a big picture of the culture. Then social class. All right. Another term is called social stratification. In other words, hierarchical. So social class means that I'm in the upper class, you're lower class, and that. All right. And the most famous one of the social class is in India. There are 4 classes, right? Which 4? Who is the top? Then monk, we call it monk. And the second one, whatever that, right? Anyway, so they got four of that. And basically, what it says is social class in general, it's not easy to, in some of the country, not easy to change of that. Now, for instance, so this is USA, we got upper, lower upper, middle, and middle working, okay? Now, in USA, who are the most famous one in the upper? I think I give you the photo there already. Why? There are a couple of people really only can be upper and upper, like Kennedy family. Rockefeller, you know Rockefeller? Rockefeller family. DuPont, Bush is no. Cowboy, no. You don't understand what I'm talking about here, all right? But no, not upper, no. There's no family heritage. There's no heritage. DuPont, yes, can be, but not Bush, okay? Now, how about Taiwan? Who is in the upper and upper? What I'm saying is not easy to be upper, all right? And a lot of time we look at that in it's different. These are people are so few of the people. Their family heritage is most important, okay? And then they are rich. So they got both power and money. And in fact, it's this guy, all right? This guy made a lot of money before the transition power of Japan and Taiwan. They made a huge amount of money, all right? Yes, they can be calm, all right? Not 涨价 very poor, in fact. How about him? Morris Chang. Which one? He, in fact, lower upper, not upper, because this one still not accumulate yet. All right, so this is a lower upper. All right, but rich enough. Sun's Dynasty. This is a very famous book. You know who they are? The last one already died 2 years ago, somewhere in Long Island in New York. Again, this another family make money, make a whole bunch of money during the war. All right, let's put it that way. And very interesting. You know, the CIA and the FBI have all information how they collapse. Very interesting. But you wait until people die 50 years later, you can review information. You know what I mean? So when they die, every time they release information out, and gradually, and people start to get an idea of what's going on there about what Song's family is doing. A really very, very huge one, all right? They, in fact, still own, I guess, because you don't know that. You don't know what's going on there. I think they own about 4 banks in China, another 2 banks in USA. So they still own a huge amount of money. And the reason is why, and if you read this book carefully, when I read it, try to understand that during the war, and obviously the Song 美龄怎么讲？美龄 Song, all right? Very good speaker, in fact. Very good speaker. He speaks to the Congress and make good friends with the Times magazine and so on. So they donate a huge amount of money. And the problem is, this money in USA, they get all the money, but the money cannot deliver to China. Such a huge amount of money sit in the USA. Of course, who is in charge? They're in charge of that. I think the whole problem. So in China, they need a lot of material, machine, whatever that they cannot deliver. All right. So everything still, I think that's what I say. Still a lot of money, about half of the wealth still remain in Song's family's hands. Something like that. All right. How about this? I'm here. This from our Mao Ziguo, our bureau. He was the dean at that time, okay? And we have that, all right? So we are where? Not here, all right? Somewhere here and here, all right? These are A and B students, all right, in fact. You are supposed to somewhere middle and up. Why? So let's go back immediately. What's the definition for social class? First one, very important one, wealth. Second one, related to that is income. Third one, occupation. You are supposed to have a good occupation. I don't know, true or not true, all right? Occupation. And then, very important one, education. And where you live. So social class depends on a lot of things, all right? It's not only the wealth. It's education, it's occupation, it's the income. So at least in these 5 elements, you have one thing very good, which means education, right? And that's it. There's no promise for that, all right? Yeah, hopefully education can move to better high income and better occupation, better one, and so on, all right? So you are supposed to be here, all right? Hopefully you can move up there, okay? All right, so within the class, people tend to behave alike, okay? Convey perception of inferior or superior position. See, that's what it says. So it's a social stratification, all right? We do have invisible classes there, but we know that. We know there's exist. Then they indicate by a cluster available here, as I said, occupation, income, wealth, and education. So not bad, you have that. And hopefully you can move to upper one, all right, later on. And destination is more by overtime. In other words, it's not that. This only for but for a country such as India, it's not easy. You know that there's a lot of story about India's classes. If you are the underclass, you cannot get married for the upper one, but you can get married for the download one, right? And again, compared to Singapore, the same. Very interesting. When I was in Singapore, right? Now let me see. Female college student cannot get married with the senior high school boy. In Singapore, let me repeat again. Female college student cannot get married with senior high school student. So they have whole trouble, These students always complain, how can I get a mail? There's no mail exist. Not very few people go to the college. No, I'm saying the truth, really. But the male college student can get money with the senior high. In Singapore, in fact, there's only 2 universities, Nanyang and National Singapore, and another one coming up. So there's 3 of that. So very interesting. They try to clear that. Anyway, I think a lot of classes, in fact, just like Singapore, the government just want to do that. All right. So what I try to say is these are some kind of regulation behind that, either from religion or from government. All right. And yes, it's possible. So over time, all right. So over several generations, yes, they can be. Social factor, easy. All right. Reference group, family, status, social roles. Now, what's the reference group? Again, what is your reference group? Such as, what's the reference group? In your age, what's your reference group? Example, such as, When you buy a t-shirt, when you buy a fashion, what are you looking for? You're looking for something like Cai Yiling, right? No, okay, no, just for example, right? What are you looking for, right? So you have your reference group. You refer to someone else. Then you do your own things. You buy your clothes. You buy your music. You buy boyfriend or whatever. I don't know. So you have these are called reference group. It's a reference, all right? So you refer to that and you make a decision. These are called reference group, okay? And the social role, again, so there are all kinds of social roles in that. Yeah, Bush is here, okay? So these are really social factors, right? So there's all kinds of different kind of influence in that. And again, in USA, which groups, which nationality, they focus most on the family. We're talking about some from UK, some from Germany, some from Italy, some from Mexico, some from China, and so on. Which group, which ethnic group, they focus most in family, for instance. Do you know that? You see the movie? Italy is one, right? And what else? Mexican. What else? So something like that, we have different ethnic group, they really focus on that. So they will unify all the time. Some they don't, I know some of the for black people, for instance, they don't care. After 2 generations, they don't know what is their grandmother and grandfather. Really, I'm not joking, okay? So they don't care. They just go. So very different one, and there's no so-called family reunion, or they don't do that. All right. So this is. So what it says is different one. They have different factor behind that. All right. What is the group? Such as membership, primary group, secondary group, aspiration, and dissociative. Aspiration, obviously, that's the one I'm just talking about. The movie star, all right? The pop singer, these are the people looking for a model, supermodel, beautiful model. That's aspiration, and so on. But this associative group, and this happened in Taiwan a lot. I just show you the picture. You know what I'm talking about here. I think Taiwan is quite interesting, all right? If you live here long enough, different TV channels, they're against each other, if you read carefully, all right? So they never look at other TV stations program, okay? So these are very typical, these associative groups, all right? These two are totally different. Next one is personal, all right? Then again, all this we discussed before already. Age, lifestyle, occupation, wealth. Now we start moving something, psychology, self-concept, lifestyle, value, personality. In fact, all these are from psychology, okay? All these stem from psychology. Let's look at a couple of that. What's personality means? Forget a brain. What's personality means? Persona. You know what's persona? In Italy or in Latin? Anyone know Latin words? personality is called a mask. So what's personality? We are wearing a mask. No, are you sure you're wearing a mask? So what he says is inside ourselves, inside individually, we have all kinds of characters. Sometimes when we encounter different people, different situations, our personality will show up. So sometimes people are very aggressive. In some situations they don't, right? Just like some of the female students here, right? When to get boyfriend, well, I'm a tiny, very friendly, right? Is that right? 假装得很温柔这样子, right? That's what I mean, okay? So you have all kinds of personality, all right? So some are internal, external, and so on, all right? So this is exactly what personality is, okay? Brand personality means the same, all right? We try to individual personality, we create product personality and try to match together. So what he tried to say here is based on different personality, people will buy the product they want, all right? So this is a term called personality. Anyway, so according to the book, that's according to the book, they have a whole bunch of products. These are the Campbell soup, okay? They call it sincerity. Then excitement is the MTV. Let me see. Competency is CNN News. Then sophistication, ruggedness is obviously Levi's jeans. Okay? So in other words, if you read that all the brand, all the product try to put some kind of personality for each brand or each product, so to match different consumer. Okay? LOHAS, another very interesting one, lifestyle of health and sustainability. Chinese call it, I think, excellent translation, yes. Let's see. 乐活族, right? 乐活族, very interesting one. And according to the book, there are $230 billion now. What it says is we are looking for, in fact, these are very interesting phenomena. People looking for Zen, going to the trip and try to environmental friendly, and especially the bike, for instance. In the last couple of years, suddenly people want to drive the bike because friendly, all right, and exercise. All right? So bike itself represents a whole bunch of value behind that. It's friendly, first one. All right, you can exercise. Okay, you don't get eat too much and so on. So you're healthy and so on. So these are the whole bunch of that. All right, these are called LOHAS. And starting from Japan, in fact, and never called Europe, also the same. So, the keyword here is lifestyle and health. Right? So people try to live differently, more or less. Of course, only rich people can afford that, I believe. Then they have different one of the segment anyway. So just take a very quick. Market segment, healthy, ecologically, healthcare, and personal development. Anyway, so all kinds of activity related to that. All right, consumer behavior. Sometimes I call this input, output. Input, output. Stimulus. Look at that. Stimulus and response. So during that, the black box. So consumer psychology is quite simple. We call it stimulus, organism, and response. So we try to study this whole process. All right? And this one, sometimes people call it black box. We really don't know what happened. What happened is thinking in his mind. All right? So that's what psychology is about. All right? So inside, let's do together. We have product and service. Then go inside here. That's the black box. We have motivation, perception, learning, memory, culture. We already discussed that. We're going to go deeper to this one. And then after that, they start to purchase. All right, so decision like this one, problem recognition, I will tell you more about that, evaluation, purchase, and then finally you will make a decision, all right? And this part of that is, we call it black box, all right? We don't know how they make decision. All these are typical subject, a very interesting subject in psychology. We call it motivation, perception, learning, and memory. Motivation, for instance. Why people here? Why my employee behave that way? Why consumer buy? What's behind that? And what's behind that is secret. Why they do that? All right, this is called the motivation. And perception is how we perceive the world. All right, how we learn, whether we get a memory or not. All right, so everything inside here. Two very famous ones. One is Freud. One is Maslow. You heard that before, right? Freud is a school of so-called psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis. Some of you heard about that. And Maslow is another one. I think we know that. I don't forget about this one here. I don't read that one. All right, hygiene, fete, whatever that. All right, let's look at these two. So we have three personalities. We call it ID, ego, and superego. ID in general belong to a children. So we are childlike and childish. So we are very lovely children. At the same time, we have a devil children. These are called id. All right. Now, ego is what we have. Superego more like your parent or professor. All right. Superego. They want to say right and wrong. So we are struggling for these three different types of personality. That according to his theory. Okay. And his most famous one is dream. There's a very famous book called Dream Analysis. For instance, what did you dream last night? I can do profile for you, all right? I can know what you want, okay? For instance, what did you dream last night? Chasing the train? Chasing the bus? Some people, most of the time, they're chasing the bus. You know what I'm saying? And so what does this mean? You dream about a flower or you are flying. You are flying, all right? What is that, all right? And so on, all right? Anyway, these are the, whoop. And according to that, they call it iceberg theory. These are what we present to our world. But most of the time, 80% is below that. We call it subconscious. So we present our conscious world to someone, but we hide a lot of things. We don't never let other people know. So psychoanalysis try to analyze what's down there. All right. Now there's a lot of famous movie, such as Silence of the Lamb. You know the movie? Which part is psychoanalysis part? And why he want to do that? So is it that the movie is mean Silence of the Lamb, 沉默的羔羊啊？你的英文有够差哈，来。So you know why are they using this as a title? Because what? In the barn, the sheep is crying, something like that. He will try to help the sheep, and this is symbolic means that these are the people he want to help. All right. So psychoanalysts try to tell a lot of this kind of story. All right. A lot of movie, just like that. All right. Something like that. So they just try to go deep to look at the motivation why people do that. All right, an unknown secret. In fact, we have a lot of unknown secret. Power your mind to discover past life regression. And there's a book. And when I'm in Taiwan, all right, very famous, called hypnosis. And in my undergraduate, we learned that. We learned hypnosis, all right? You want to try that? We try the whole class. And they try to give you falling asleep. No. I cannot wake you up, all right? So too many people, I cannot do that, all right? So the hypnosis is very similar, all right? They try to do that and try to make you to go very deep to your unconscious. You are sleeping, but you listen to my command, all right? So when I was an undergraduate, we bring some other professor, to do exercise. Amazing, really amazing. Did you see hypnosis? 催眠啊，听不我的讲啥哈？催眠 okay? So suppose I had people sit here, and we try to do something like that. So you trust me, and then I let you go to sleep. All right. After that, and they start to give you a command. And very interesting, they do assign different people different command. So he said that if you twist your ear, you will feel your pen get wet. You know what I mean? If you twist your ear, you feel your pen get wet. All right. Now, if I knock your head, you cannot stand up. Or if I knock here, you cannot stand up. I just stand up, you cannot stand up because your feet will stick with the chair. So after that, and then we start to wake him up, and then start to look at it. We have some volunteer go there, and then start to twist the ear. This guy, look at that. Immediately check, all right, and the same. Look at the head, and he just cannot stand up. He just stand up. He said, I cannot, I don't know why I cannot stand up. Something like that, all right? So in other words, we bring these people's conscious into very deep. And this one gets even further. Past life. You know what past life is? If you really go to very deep hypnosis, they can trace you back to 300 years ago where you came from. So do you believe that? No, there's a book here, all right? Let me tell you the story inside the book. Somewhere in Louisiana or Kentucky, all right? I don't know where it's that, all right? They just start to go to hypnosis. And then start to look at that, and this guy starts to take out and go deep, about 6 generations later, he said he comes from France, somewhere in the countryside. The name is whatever, blah, 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 everything coming out. And again, ask him that what happened to the countryside. He said, oh, we had a small bomb and a pond and whatever, and somewhere location or that. And they start to go back. And this guy never traveled outside. He only lived in Louisiana or Kentucky, all right? So start to trace that back and then go there to see that. And yes, they do exist. You believe that? Still don't, all right? Okay, all right. And in China, we call it 迷魂汤，这什么汤啊？婆婆汤、孟婆汤，有这种东西是吧 ？Sorry, I write Chinese, OK？ 是这个梦吗？啊？ They do exist, all right? What it is? It's a belief, all belief in Buddhism, right? We recycle, right? The wheel of your life, the wheel of your fortune, right? And then you have to, it's recycle, right? The wheel, right? So you go back and then you drink this one and wash away everything, all right? And some of people just forget to drink that, all right? So they accumulate all the memory there. And they come back to life, so sometimes they are genius. Sometimes no, sometimes they are genius, all right? Because they accumulate everything they already learned in past life, all right? They not just something that we have the computer delete, all right? Delete all, right? They did not delete all, delete a little bit. Right? That's what this one is, right? Okay, anyway, so this is I don't know, it's hypnosis go to a very deep psychology, or somewhere deep inside there, all right? Deja vu, there's a movie called Deja Vu. You know this one? They go somewhere to see what happened. Very interesting, all right? They're just using the science anyway. You don't know this guy. Already died, all right? Sometimes they go 素人化. All right? This guy do not have any education. And suddenly, in the old age, he want to do painting. And amazing, he paint everything out, all right? He paint whatever in his whole life. He paint everything. Talking about the car, people, tree, everything surround him, and amazing work from that. So how deja vu works? Your RNA, your memory has been awake, all right? That's what he says, all right? All right, the video now, right? Anyway, this is what psychology is about, right? Again, when you learn the Freud, when you learn psychology, they try to divide our whole life into 6 stages. You heard about this one? Oral, 0 to 2. Anal, this one called toilet training. This one is, sometimes they call it narcissist. In other words, kids, boy want to be father, girl want to be mother. So they identify their roles. So boy want to be macho, girl want to do, try to steal mother's lipstick and do all that. All right, these are another one. Then teenage, then and so on. So they are different age. Okay, now. Fixation, very interesting phenomena. For instance, people, 0 and 2, right? When the baby, and the most difficult one for the people to get rid of breastfeeding. Breed, is that breastfeeding? 断奶怎么说啊 ？Breastfeeding. Breastfeeding? How to cut all the breastfeeding, because this one attached to the mother, very difficult to do. And I look at all these, some of the people, they do it very differently, all right? Now, if you do not do a good job for the breastfeeding cutting, the kids in general have a bad personality. So they will have fixation problem, all right? So what they do in general, what the mother do in general is they put a hot paper or tiger balm, 万金油，听不懂。Or they put it here, the table here, and then wow, the kids, wow, it's a table, right? It's the 2 eyes and big mouths, and they open that, the kids want to go there, and they open and the kids will not do the breastfeeding anymore. You don't have to? No, okay, that one joke, okay, not a good joke, okay. Now the problem is, if you do not do a good job of this breastfeeding, what will happen? Men will, because of oral fixation, men will chewing gum, because he's not satisfied in his young age. Men will just do chewing gum or cigarette or talk a lot, and women in general talk a lot, rah, 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 rah. because of oral fixation, all right, not quite well, okay. And this one also very interesting. The kids, in fact, quite interesting. If you look at the kids, is that look better? You know what I'm doing here? No? The kids believe this is warm, smelly, and alive. The kid, not me. The kid believe warm, smelly, and alive. So if the parent, you're a parent, for instance, in the toilet training, very restrict, come on, hurry up. And the kids, no, this is mine. I don't want to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a very strict toilet training, the kid will refuse to do it, all right? And then we have another one called anal fixation. And what happened to the kids if they do not do a very toilet training, all right? Because the parents try to get everything from him, all right? So when you grow up, you try to collect stamps, collect coins, collect girlfriend, collect a lot of things, all right? In order to satisfy what you are not satisfied in a younger age, all right? This is the way how they interpret our personality, all right? Do you believe that? Just a joke, okay? Anyway, this is a very famous one called analysis. It goes very deep to our human mind. This is a very famous one in the industry, all right? How to make USA housewife buy instant coffee. The story is in 1950s. Before that, people drink ground coffee. And suddenly, Nestle come up with the instant coffee. And instant coffee is such a nice, convenient, time-saving product. But housewives don't buy it. And they try to figure out why. Now, why people don't buy it? When they have the instant coffee come to the market, and housewives, in fact, in the very early beginning, in the early 50s, they said, no, that's not good. They don't want to buy it. So what happened? No, why they don't want to buy it? Because what? Anyone learn this from psychology in undergraduate, in the school? Remember that? Why the housewife do not want to buy instant coffee? And that's a psychological problem inside that. You can solve the problem you do the job. So what happened? Anyone knows? No? That's what it says. Okay, that's what it says. They say if you use instant coffee, anyway, so let me do what the exercise is. So there's 2 shopping lists. Everything the same. Bread, peanut butter, jam, whatever, they're all the same. The only difference is there's ground coffee and instant coffee. Then ask the housewife to evaluate that. And they say that the housewife who buy instant coffee is lazy. How to release that? How to release? This is the same happened in Taiwan in the early 60s and 70s when the washing machine came into the market. People say, if you're using washing machine, too convenient, you are lazy. So how to relieve that? They said, okay, you can spend more time with your child and your husband. Who knows, all right? I don't see my wife using the car with spend time with me, all right? Anyway, but that's what it says, all right? So you have to relieve their guilty. In other words, you spend more time with your husband and kids. So they will buy that, all right? This very interesting story from that. And we saw this before already about attribute, benefit, and value. We call it laddering. And laddering, in fact, comes from psychoanalysis. We try to analyze from very beginning and move on to see what's their deep insight, what they're really thinking about. These are called motivation. These are called psychoanalysis, right? Second one is Maslow, and most of you know that already. We from physiological needs, I call this animal needs. These are animal needs, in fact. We need this one. Safety needs, security and protection. Social needs, all right, sense of belonging and love. Esteem needs, self-esteem, and then self-actualization. And very interesting, each one of the automobile, they're using this one to do market segmentation. For instance, okay, let me show you some couple of examples, all right? You know who she is, right? No? Paris Hilton. Obviously, the last thing is Hilton, very important, all right? The tycoon or the hotel chain, all right? All right, if she advertises this, people who buy that satisfy which needs? This jewelry fit in which needs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one? Not 5. Not 5. Either 3 or 4. If you feel like I'm part of the Paris, yes, that's 3, okay? Don't leave home without it is 2, all right? Very good. Volvo, for instance, automobile, talking about security. So you can see a car have different appeal. One talking about security, one talking about racing car, all right? That's very different approach for our underlying needs. U.S. Army, be all you can be. Be all you can be. That's a very famous slogan. Is number 5. Number 5. Be all you can be is here. Come to join the army, you can be whatever you want to be. So you can self-actualize yourself. So self-actualize is not necessarily expensive, no. It really depends on what the stage of the consumer want. Okay? All right, let me finish that. Let me finish possession and with something more. Possession. There are a lot of things, different things. Selective attention, retention, distortion, and subliminal possession. Very interesting one. Selective attention, very easy, all right? Right now I'm talking. A lot of students sit there and think about boyfriend and girlfriend. These are called selective possession. You get it? You don't listen what I'm saying, all right? You pick up that differently, okay? And the most famous one in USA is, USA in general have they do a calculation. A typical consumer will receive 1,500 advertising message per day or per month. I don't know. You don't where is that? I don't see that. No, you just don't pay attention to that. Every day you start a movie, start a TV. Is something coming up? Radio, yes, coming up. Newspaper, a lot of advertising. You just never look at that. When you drive the car, look at the PO board, everything. You just don't ignore that. Come to this classroom and everywhere, package, everything. You just totally ignore that. That one's called selective attention. We just catch whatever we want. What's the application? So therefore, it's a very big challenge. We discussed that later in advertising. This is a big challenge because so many messages per day. We ignore that. How can we do a successful campaign to catch consumers' attention? Retention, the same. If you have selective attention, you got a selective retention. You select differently, all right? So we have, among these 15,000 advertising, we only learn about 10, all right? And we keep that. These are called retention. And we have another phenomenon called distortion. And even though we learn that, we distort our message. We twist it around. I'll give you an example later, all right? And another issue called subliminal perception. So what's this? A vase or two faces? There's no both, okay? Only one, all right? So it depends on how you look at that. So sometimes you look at background or look at the front part of that, all right? So this is a very interesting example. Now, is the bird fly north, fly east, or fly west? It is a girl or the old woman? Did you get that? You don't get that? Whoop. This part is young woman. This part, you get that? Which? Very interesting. Depends on the way you understand. These are really perception. When I give you a message, how you see that? Most of the time, we cannot see what other people see. Very interesting. All right? And the same. What I try to say here is we had people here in Taiwan pro-independence, pro-unification, 统一跟独立. You look at the news, you interpret that totally different. And you also might distort what will happen. All right? So you have two different groups. You look at the news, but you will distort what will really happen. You interpret that by yourself. Oh, that will happen to me, blah, blah, blah. Or that will happen to me, and so on and on. All right? So the same message coming up, you have different retention and different perception. You have different learning from that mechanism. Okay? These two, in fact, are the same. But look at that what? Which one is longer? You might not believe. Let me show you that. All right? The same, right? And look carefully. Which is longer? Which is longer? Why? And this is exactly what psychology is about. We use our own, sometimes we really confused by all this. These are called context. Contextual. The same. If you look at that differently, these are the same. And a lot of time that we cannot really see what's the truth. All right. So this is the very interesting phenomenon of that. And this is a very famous one called context. All right. So we have because of our different background, 我们叫做有色眼镜啊，有色眼镜。Because of our own background, our own culture, our own belief, our own value, we look at things totally differently. Even though we're talking about the same things, but we don't. All right. So these are called selective distortion. All right. So framing or context. Anyway, these are called framing. All right. So they're psychological is a term. They're called framing. All right? Framing means that with different value, we frame this problem totally different. All right? Very interesting phenomena. Now, what I try to say here is we are different context, different framing. We will do differently. And this is a term in marketing. We call it private consumption and public consumption. Private and public. For instance, if you want to drink the wine, in private you will drink what? In public, in the pub, you will drink different wine. You know what I'm saying? Private and public. The same, the video. In private, you look at that, and the video, you look at different one, right? These are called private and public. You know, we have different contexts, we make different decisions. Okay? Anyone can see this one? This is called hallucination. All right? Anyone can see that? Let me see that, okay? Okay? There are two rabbits here. One here, one here. Yeah, you have to 斗鸡眼 to look at that, right? You twist a little bit, and you can see that, all right? Clearly the background. Can you see that? This is a very famous one, all right? Can you see that? Yeah, it takes a while, right? It takes a while to do that. Not very difficult. And this has been used in marketing before. And people try to figure out what's going on there. And they see drink Coke. Oh my gosh, all right? So sometimes they just put advertising message inside there. And they try to figure out themselves, all right? This one, all right? Is a pharaoh, right? It's a pharaoh. Whoop, whoop. Here. Okay, all right. You cannot see that anyway. Forget about it, all right? You call it hallucination. Hallucination, all right? So you twist your eyes and look at that, and the 3D dimension will pop up. The 3D dimension will inside that, and coming up from that. What I try to say here is a co-perception, all right? You cannot see what other people see most of the time, all right? Don't believe you can see everything, all right? In fact, it's not. 可以来我的电脑来试看看啊，休息的时候啊。What is subliminal perception? Yeah, horrible, right? If you don't look at that, you don't see that, all right? So subliminal perception means that they send out a message that you do not see. You look a little bit deeper, or you can see that. And they try to convey a message. The most famous one is again, in the old days, in the 1957, I believe, or 56. They do the movie, in a movie, all right? Just like this one here. They do the movie, and then they flash a message, very short, about 0.3 seconds. So in the movie, they flash the message. They said, drink Coke, eat popcorn. Remember that one? You heard this one, right? Drink Coke and eat popcorn. During that day, popcorn increased 27%. Coke increased 57%. So what's going on here? People did not really see the message, but the message go into the brain, and people start to go there and then to buy. That's what he says. Subliminal means that the message sent to your mind without conscious. Then you try to behave like that. And this subliminal advertising is illegal after that experiment. You cannot do that. It's very dangerous. If I said kill whatever that, President Lee or kill, whatever that. And you just kill that because the message will be everywhere. You will brainstorm, you're brainwashing by the subliminal message. You cannot see that, but you will do that. And another very famous case is called Jazz, a very famous rock music. You know heavy metal, right? Heavy metal music. All right. Then they found out that in the park. In the park, there are two teenagers. They pull the trigger and commit suicide. And later on, they look at their videotape. And they start to listen. And that music comes from Jazz. And that particular statement says, just do it, kill it, whatever that. A very strong motivational message asks the student to take action. So the parent, in fact, shoot this musical band. And this lawsuit continued about 3 years. So they asked all the experts, all the criminal, whatever that come, psychologists ask here to come, whether they are guilty or not. Are they guilty? Yes or no? And this is the judgment for the subliminal advertising, subliminal message, that whether this musical band is guilty or not. Yes or no? Yes, raise your hand. No? Why no? Why no? Yeah, why not? Why not guilty? They didn't kill anybody. But your music kill me, kill my child. All right, what else? Yeah, why no? I said that there's one Supreme Court run about 3 years in USA court. They keep debating, all right? They keep all the argument, all right? The answer is, no, they are not guilty. Yes. Why? Because the teenager, I think that's what message is about, marketing is about. All right? You still have to make your own decision. That's not my decision, especially such an important one, kill yourself. That's not my decision. And music cannot kill you. No, that's not quite true. So finally, after 3 years, they said, no, not guilty. Very interesting case. How about this one? What is subliminal? I will show you very quick, all right? Only 1 second, and move to next slide, all right? Because it's illegal to do that, all right? Oh, okay, another one from BMW, all right? That's too obviously. All right, look at that one carefully, all right? We have a whole bunch of this kind of advertising, all right? It's R-rate, all right? All right, let's move on to learning and memory. The student just asked me, all right, if I do the hypnosis, can I learn? Interesting question. Can I learn from hypnosis? Then another one is like, if you put the English dictionary when you sleep, you put a tape and keep playing the dictionary English when you sleep. Can you learn? See? All right, well, that's what the whole point. All right? Can hypnosis, after that, can you learn? So this touched on this important issue called learning and memory. Look at the memory first, all right? Short-term memory, example such as what is your short-term memory? Parking lot, the same. I don't know. I don't remember where I park. A lot of time, right? I don't know. Oh my God, when I dream, right? I worry about where's my car, right? These are called short-term memory because we don't know where we park. All right, so you come in and out. So you somewhere in our brain, all right, we keep that memory, but we don't use that forever. And they do have a lot of long-term memory, such as what? Example. What's your long-term memory? Such as, phone number. Are you sure? After 7 years, you don't forget, all right? Phone number can be, maybe, all right? Yes. What else? Name. Someone's name, all right? What else? First lover. Oh my gosh. If you falling in love, if you take 3 years to falling in love, that's your first lover. It takes, do you know how long to forget him? Let me repeat again, or there's a study here. Suppose I falling in love, I love this girl, love this boy. I take about 5 years to falling in love. How long do I take to forget about him? Very interesting. About 3 times. Even after you get married, you still remember her or him. Sometimes it just hit your mind. Oh, okay, that's my, okay. Immediately you forget about that, all right? Yes, first love is really painful, all right? If you separate, all right, it takes a long time, to forget about him, all right? So we have learning curve and forgive curve, all right? And yes, 2 to 3 times of the period. I'm not sure you have first love or not. Try to imagine that, right? You don't have that yet, all right? After that, you're going to, it's still something you still remember that, all right? And it's been for such a long time, okay? What else? Other long-term memory. That's a good one, all right? A lot of advertising. Although we call it jingle, a lot of music, always in my mind, in our mind, all right? We can always remember. All right, so a lot of love song, especially when your first love, your first date, and during the time you hear music with your first date, you will remember that forever. So every time when the music pop up, you remember her. Is that right? No? So your romantic is not strong enough, okay? There's no the connection there, okay? And then that turned out to be brand association, all right? Encoding and retrieval. I'll tell you more about that. In other words, you can see that, all right? So we learn a whole bunch of stuff in our memory. I think the point here is, I think from marketer perspective, how can I keep this consumer remember my brand forever? I think that's a whole strong point, okay? Another one, learning, drive, cues, discrimination. Generation is easy, all right? When I go to a restaurant and a kid and say, Papa, oh my gosh, I'm not your father, but whatever you say, everybody say, Papa, all right? That's, oh my gosh, my wife say, are you sure? These are called generation, all right? As long as a man, female, material one, the kids cannot tell the difference of that. Sometimes he will say, just say, Papa, all right? So the learning important part is we call discrimination. Discriminate from the one that was our brand. Now, push further. Drive and cue. I will give an example of that. All right. Now, violin, for instance, is in the memory. Musician, it's not easy. All right. I'm not sure whether you play music or not. All right. So there are different layers of music: piano, violin, cello, and all that. And violin is probably the most difficult one. The most difficult one. So it's not just the skill itself. In fact, somewhere in your mind, you will have everything, all the music inside your mind. So you need a little bit of skills. All right, so sometimes it's a talent. When I send my child to play the chess, very interesting. Do you know how they play? When I send my child to when I was in Singapore, send a child to play the chess training. This is what? 7 by, if you look carefully, 8 and 8, all right? So their training is move G2 to A4. And you don't need a board. You just start to talk. G2, A4, 4-8, to run. Start to play the game. And finish the game, you don't need any board. Really, that's the training they try to do, all right? So you can see that, if you look at some very talented chess player, they play with the 10 people at the same time. You just see that? There's 10 people there. They go there, put this one, and come back. And again, he played 10 with the same time. How did he do that? Everything made inside that. Each of the game, when he moves, he know immediately what is that. It's the amazing memory. All right? So we're talking about really different types of one of the memory behavior. All right, let's look at the cue and dry. Very easy. All right. Again, this is from psychology, very famous one, Pavlov, one of the Russian very famous psychologists. This experiment later on using like brainwash, equal to brainwash in the camp, brainwash, 洗脑, brainwash. Okay, let's look at what they did. The dog, they give him the meat. What happened to the dog? Look at the meat and then what? What's this one? Celery, right? This unconditional stimulus, unconditional response. Celery, all right? Look at okay, all right. Now, if I put a bell here, every time meat with the bell, ding, ding, ding. After that, even I take the meat away, still what? I take the meat away. After several trial and learning, the dog knows that if the bell rings, meat will come. Therefore, I'm waiting for that. All right. So this one is called continuous stimulus. In marketing, what is unconditional stimulus? All right, this is a very famous one. All right, let me show you this one here. All right, so this one is the dog, the meat here. All right, so he controls that. You cannot look at that. All right, so at the same time, there's a bell ring, something like that. All right, device, to drop here. Device to count drop of saliva. All right, somewhere here. All right, anyway, so it's the measure of continuous of that one. All right. In fact, there's another very famous one. It's called Skinner box. Skinner is another psychologist, I think in Berkeley or in UCLA. So every time this, in fact, when I was in undergraduate, we trained with rat. So the rat was inside a box. Then if he push the bar, then the food will drop. All right, and this is a very famous Skinner box. They used this one in World War II. How did they do that? They trained a lot of pigeon, and also a lot of what's that? Dolphin, for instance. I trained a dolphin. All right. Now, every time when I train the dolphin, I give the dolphin submarine machines sound. So we're Germany submarine and American submarine. So you separate that. So I train the dolphin submarines machine sound. So in here in California, in San Diego, I have about 10 or 20 of the dolphin. Every time I sound, the sound here is the Germany submarine. And dolphin come, I feed the food. So he knows that every time if I have the submarine sound, I can have the food. Really, this is an experiment they do. Okay? After that, they start to send all the submarine out to the ocean. So they start to hear. Because submarine, at that time, there's no radio system. They don't know where is that. So they send the submarine out, and the dolphin just go there and crash, and the submarine just destroy. It's very cruel, but this is what happened to the war, right? So there are a lot of dolphins also cost kill, right? But I think they just destroy a couple of submarines by using an animal. This is a very typical learning process. So in other words, the same. The idea is meat, do this one, celery, and bell, and go that. Now, in marketing, what is UCS? Such as, attaching to general. In marketing, what is unconditional stimulus? What we do in general? Okay, give example, all right? I think it's not here, right? Anyway, let me read this one. I show you that later, okay? This is another mental map. Again, during the learning, we learn a lot of things. Consumer learn a whole bunch of different things. So the door can be, you can see innovative, useful, refresh, pineapple, which is true, fresh, healthy, nutritious, colorful, and so on. All right, so we have, these are called mental map. We have free association. And obviously, yeah, we can think about AIG. What AIG do you think of? You know AIG, right? Fat cat. Fat cat. All right, something like that. So every time there's a brand coming out, we have a lot of association because we learn a lot of things about the brand. All right, now in this example, what is UCS? What is UCR? What is CS? In this Brita example, what is UCS? Which water? Give me specific. What water? These are called water. These are called waterfall, not water. Waterfall, right? Waterfall and forest, all this setting give us freshness. What is CS? What is CS? Brita, right? So Brita, we did not learn Brita, but we fresh water and Brita at the same time all together. And we know without this one, we know when we see the Brita, we see Brita can provide fresh water. All right? A lot of country politicians, they want to make the politician as a god. We call it god-like. In other words, if you read carefully, they control the mass media. They try to show that this guy is a savior. They will save you. They will do that. The same, all right? The name itself turned out to be, after the brainwash, the name is a savior for the country. That's what they do all the time. Okay, so this is a very typical classical conditioning example to do that. Now, the same, all right? So except for the fresh water, what else is UCS? Such as music. Nice music gives consumer excitement. Beautiful model such as Lin Ziling, I think she's too old, right? I don't know who is a beautiful model right now. Anyway, beautiful model, all right? Whatever that, all right? So these are what people do in general. We're using the mountain, the music, beautiful model, whatever that, and you have response. And I put my name there, all right, all together. Encoding brand association. This one I just said that, all right? So we have different brand. In other words, I think the whole secret is how can I keep my brand associated with certain attribute. That we call it positioning, in fact, later on, all right? So these are the idea of that. I think he's out. 已经报废掉了。All right, Tiger Wood is a speaker for this century. They try to do this precising, whatever that, and a whole bunch of advertising try to do that. So try to associate this brand name with special one. So we know Tiger Wood is here. Very powerful, good player, and so on. All right, so this is another one put it together. These are we call it celebrity. All right, so we're using the celebrity in order to do something else. Next one is buying process. There are 5 stages. Recognition, information search, evaluation, purchase decision, and post-purchase. I want to buy a car, all right? I need a car, right? Not I want to buy, I need a car. So that's a problem recognition. And I start to search what's available in the market. Then I start to evaluate. Then I purchase, then post-purchase. The same. when you want to look for a girlfriend or boyfriend, right? You look for a girlfriend, boyfriend. Yeah, I need a friend, all right? That's what this one here, right? And you start to search everywhere, right? I don't know, MySpace, Facebook, whatever that, all right? And then start to evaluate. And then we have kind of decision. And then after that, you either satisfied or not satisfied. So come back to the loop again, all right? So very typical one. And this one is another one, decision making in that, all right? So again, total set awareness, consideration, choice, and decision. What it says is this is total market available, so many of that. But we only aware of certain brands, such as Apple, Dell, and so on. And this inside my consideration set, the same as a boyfriend and girlfriend, all right? There are so many boys, but in fact, we aware only certain one. We consider these are 3 candidates, and then choice set, and you make a final decision, okay? So that's a more final one. So again, the marketing people, of course, the marketing people's job is you have to at least push your brand inside here, consideration set. You have to push further to your target into your consideration set, and then they can make decision, all right? Here probably not enough, all right? It's better here, and they can make a choice later on. This is Acer, very famous one, plus this one. Ferrari, the racing car, all right? I think this one make them very famous in the Europe, all right? Very, very famous in Europe. So they tie, again, the same, probably the same. This is Acer, they combine this Ferrari together. But it's not Ferrari, but people impression that these two are the same. So later on, they join this association together and then to buy the product. So the personality of the Acer is very rich. It's not only the computer. There's some other personality, like speed, like fast, all kinds of attributes they want to create. Then we have evaluation of alternatives, all right? So how you buy a camera, how you buy a hotel, must-watch tile, and how you find a mate, for instance. All right, so these are evaluation. What criteria are you looking for when you try to find a girlfriend, all right? So number one is what? 找女朋友需要什么条件 ？First one. 啊？外表。Wow, very good. 外表。Good looking, all right? Very good, all right? What else? Age. A little bit ambiguous to me. Are you looking for a mother style of wife or looking for a UK young one? I don't know which one you're looking for. I don't know. I don't know what you by age. Or like, give me more specific. You know what I mean? Age can be some of the boy, they want to go back to my Freud, the one, all right? They fix at the third stage. So looking for, but interesting, people looking for a girlfriend, look like mother, look like older sister. Is that what you say? You know what I'm saying here? People looking for something very similar. The look, better look like my mother or look at my sister, right? Is that the age what you say? Okay, so old age, okay? So we feel safe. Is that what you say? I don't know. Okay. Okay, all right. Can be opposite. Yeah, so this one we call it either substitute or complement. All right, that's okay. I put this one here. What else? Similar belief system. Wow, that's complicated. Similar belief system. Do they have such things exist? When she date with you, yes. After you get married, no. That's okay, I put it here, all right? Same belief system, all right? Okay, that's okay. What else? Huh? Personality, all right? So what? Personality what? Still very vague. Are you looking for a tiger or looking for a sheep? No, personality. Oh, exactly what you are looking for, all right? Are you looking for a tiger or looking for a sheep, all right? It depends. Or rabbit, all right? Okay, that's okay. We put it personality. All right, so it's a good personality, all right? But it's difficult to define what is good, all right? Anyway. Come on, this is another important one. Very, very important one. 来，男生来说来。Huh? The what? Money, yeah, more is better. Wow. Suppose I have Alice, Brenda, Christina. Okay? Now we have trouble here, okay? Alice come from Shanghai. Brenda come from Japan. And Christina come from Taiwan, all right? So Shanghai girl, yes, look very good. 5-point scale, all right? Okay, all right. And then age is young, all right? So good, all right? Not too bad. Belief, not quite the same, okay? Personality, no, 真巧, okay? Then we have money, yes, not too bad, okay? Now, Japanese girl, it's okay, 萝卜腿, okay? Age is okay. Belief, close, okay? Personality, nice, okay? Then money, okay, 3, okay? The Taiwanese girl, wow, looking not so good. Age is almost the same, okay? Good belief and good personality, but no money, all right? Now we are talking about here, the same. You buy a car, you buy a camera, you buy a real estate, all the same. It's called attribute. It's our attribute. Now, we are not finished that yet, all right? We need another one called value. This one is called evaluation. Evaluate each one of that based on that. We need a weight. You know the weight, right? Sometimes they call it belief, whatever they call it, right? So which one is most important? Again, to some people, money is important, right? To some people, belief is important, all right, and so on, all right? So I just said, okay, so I don't know if certain people, right? So other people say, oh, this is not, no, that one is not doable, right? No, it's not important. Maybe belief is important, all right? Let me suppose, now who said belief? All right, so we using the Travers idea, all right? So belief is important, personality obviously is important, money is not because I can make money, age is not matter, all right, and beauty is not, okay? What I'm doing here is, if you look at what I'm doing here is just multiple that. So 8 is equal to what? 2 by 5. You know what I'm saying here? 2 by 5, and then what? 3 by 4. So the highest score will be the one we're going to purchase. All right, let's put it that way. Okay, now, I get information like this. How can I change the product? Suppose I'm ABC, and it turns out that A greater to C. What can I do? 3 ways to do it. First one, what can I do? We know the system here, and we know the result is A greater than C. What can C do? First one, come on, very easy, come on, first one. Do what? Surgery, okay, good. All right? Surgery, okay? Yeah, put this one into 5, okay? But may not help because only 2 here, all right? Okay, surgery is 1, all right? What else? So 1 is look for ourselves. Second one. That's the same, all right? That's okay, all right? So this one. And in fact, very important is you look at your competitor. You look at your competitor, okay? Look at competitor. So first one is change ourselves. No, change ourselves, right? That's 1, right? So you modify our product, right? What else? Another one in fact is what? Change the belief. Tell him that which one is the most important. So it turned out to be 5 and 4 are important, but anyway 3. Okay, this is not a good example, right? So in other words, we try to change the belief that our strengths, then we change the belief that this is important. All right? You know what I mean here? All right? Now, which one is easier? Change this or change this? Belief in general is not easy to change. Belief is not easy to change, all right? So either one is change this one or change that one, all right? There's another one. And that's the most important one in marketing. We're talking about product design here, in fact. When I get married, all right, my mother said, my son, these are not important. You need a girl with big RH, big round hip. That's what my mother said. True, really. She said, this is not important. You know, if I want to follow my mother's instruction, you know, this will be here, all right? What does this mean? You create a new attribute that consumer ignored before and emphasize that and put advertising on that. And this one can be particular, especially for Taiwanese girls. No, just kidding, right? For that one, and you can do that, all right? So one is change our own product, change the belief from consumer, or try to find out something. That's one of the most important ones, all right? Anyway, so this is the very famous one called fishbone model. All right, so what I say is they have so-called expectancy value model. That's why here, all right? So talking about the design by attitude change. We try to change the attitude. So after all these 3 changes, attitude will change. They will buy your product, all right? Redesign computer. Alter belief about a brand. Look at that. All right? So if this is 3 and 4 and take that, this is not important, okay? Take the A, that's not important. Alter importance weight. That's what we say here. Call attention. That's the one here. To neglected attribute. And that turned out to be our unique attribute. And shift the bias idea to a new attribute. Right? These 2 are kind of the same, all right? So identify something out. All right? So this is very basically what we do to the decision process. Now, I said that compensatory. Another one called non-compensatory. Very different, all right? Compensatory means that I can combine all that together, or I use a certain attribute. So the first one is called conjunctive. These 2 are the kind of opposite. Conjunctive, I try to find a acceptance cutoff. This one try to find out the most important attribute. So these 2 are just opposite, all right? Conjunctive and lexicographic. My little daughter want to make friends with someone else. And I have my own criteria. Such as what? Know what? My daughter is right now in university, right? Daddy, I have boyfriend. I packed up my mind. I said, no what? I don't want to do any discrimination here, right? I said no black people, right? For instance, all right. So I have my minimum requirement that you should not do this or you should not do that. You should not do that. Certain one have that. These are called minimum requirement. Okay. And the second one, of course, is the importance of that. Now, sometimes these two are kind of related, all right? So maybe some parent asking for you have to have at least, for instance, what's the minimum? He should at least university graduate. These are called minimum, all right? Or he should this. These are called minimum acceptance. Then the most important one, if I'm looking, go back to here, what I'm looking for, all right? In fact, we might looking for different things, all right? So these are called decision of that. So these two will make decision. And the third one is called elimination by expect, very famous one, called EBA, by a Nobel Prize winner, all right, called Tversky, all right? And what he says is here, do not meet minimum acceptance cutoff or whatever that, all right? So these are the decision rules. These are the called non-compensatory model. Let me give you an example of that. These are from your book. Again, look at ABC. Memory capacity, graphic capacity, size and weight, and price. If I use conjunctive, I will choose which one? All these are possible, all right? If I use conjunctive, means that 87 and above, all right? So if you look at a K40, I will choose B because, you know the answer here? If I look at a 7 here, then 6, this is out, this is out, this is out. So I choose B. If the rule here, then I choose B. Lec06, if I only looking for size and weight, then I will choose D here. No, sorry, A, B, C. I will choose C here. You know what I'm saying here? If I only choose, this is the most important one, therefore C, because no one will satisfy that. I'm looking for something size and weight. And the last one is animation by element, all right? So I'm looking for something at least, minimum at least about 5. So I'm looking for two brands, C and D. So these are 3 decision rules, in fact, that consumer use most of the time. And what it says, in fact, these are one of the most difficult parts in psychology and in marketing. Consumer use different criteria, can be compensatory or non-compensatory. And later on, there are different decision rules. These are called decision rules. All right, so they are using different one. They're going to make different decisions. Okay, a lot of research, in fact, academic research, study this. All right, so this one go down to purchase decision. No, start from here. Evaluate. We already evaluated that. Then we have purchase intention, and then satisfy, unsatisfy, and then finally we make decision. Okay, I think that should be easy. Another one called perceived risk. There are different kinds of perceived risk. The risk can come from functional. The product is shoddy, not good. Physical, financial, social. Look at the face and so on. So these are called perceived risk. All right. So we'll move on to another very important one called environment. All right. Let me see. All right. You can forget about this. Okay. Let's go back. All right. I show you here. Right. Talking about disposal. How we do this dispose our product. All right. Anyway, just a flow chart here. All right. Not really. I think anyway, just give you an idea of that. How we dispose our product. How we recycle that. I think that's what this one says. Environment. I just mentioned about that. All right. Now this is another interesting in psychology. They call environment. All this getting very messy. All right. Elaboration, likelihood model. I'll tell you that later. All right. Low environment, that will be easier. Variety seeking. All these have a different consumer environment. Again, all this will discuss very detailed in consumer behavior. I just give you an idea of what this one is. Decision heuristics, availability, representative, anchoring, adjustment. Right? Very easier. Let me give you an example. Will be easier. Now, birthday car. We try to divide the product into high and low environment. Is a birthday car a low or high environment? You know the birthday card, right? You give it to your boyfriend or girlfriend. Is that a high environment, low environment? So the definition, what is high and low? All right, so birthday card is low or high. Another one is the gene, car. Car, obviously, low or high? High. How about gene? Low or high? Depends on what? Brain, all right? If you're talking about brain, then that's high environment. For the boy, it doesn't matter, right? Gene is a gene, right? What the hell, right? For a girl, oh, it'll show my leg, right? Then that's a high environment, right? Now, birthday card, high or low? Who say low? All right. Why low? If I only have one girlfriend, that's high. If I have 50 girlfriends, that would be low. You know what I'm saying? I got only one, and in my last 10 years, I only get this one. That's important, right? So my risk is very high. I have 50 girlfriends. It doesn't matter. Everybody do. Done, okay? Now, so this one give example is what is high and low. It really depends on the one we just mentioned about the risk. So we have social risk, financial risk, all right? So social risk is our face. Financial risk is an expensive product, all right? Anyway, so the good idea of personal reference, value, interest important, and differentiation alternative. All right, it's not easy, all right? I try to tell you that, it all depends. I think I skipped this one, all right? This one is not in the book. Let me just show you very quick of what consumer behavior says. I think I skipped this one, all right? High and low environment, we know that already. Then sometimes the product is easy to tell the difference. Sometimes they don't. All right, look at the low environment example very quick. This particular one, for instance, when you buy sugar, sugar is no difference. Sugar is sugar, all right? So this is a habitual buying. Whether the seeking is low environment, not very important, but they are all different. Cookies, snacks food, these are big variety, meaning that there are so many different kind of choice we can do. All right, and then high ticket are complex buying behavior. Another one is called dissonance, reducing buying behavior. Dissonance means that I buy the product and I feel anxiety. For instance, my wife go to buy a furniture in the department store, cost her $50,000. So he buy that, wow, my gosh, good product. After that, he go to a vendor, wow, 35 only. So exactly the same, 50,000 and 35,000. What happened to her? She started to have dissonance. Dissonance in Chinese is called 认知失调, right? What can she do? She buy a very expensive one in one department store and then very cheaper one in exactly the same product. So he started to dissonance herself. What can she do? First one, what did she say? That's a lousy product. She said, that's a lousy product. It's a fake. It's a 黑心货, right? I don't believe that. I still want to buy department store one. So he tried to resonate herself that she made a good decision. Why? Because she tried to say, okay, department store is still the best, even though it's the same. This process is called dissonance behavior. All right? So in other words, if I'm a department store, very important. I think the implication is what should I do as a department store to make the consumer resonate herself that, yes, come to our place. You're gonna get the best available product. All right? So there's a lot of application inside that. So this one in general will happen in this area. This one, even though you know the Chami, probably you don't know that. This one happen in here or here. In general, should be here. Because all the toilet paper the same, but Chami is very different. You know the Chami, right? It's not in, we cannot see that in Taiwan. Chami is a very famous one. Chami is very soft. There's one of these old salesmen, all right? They try to put a charming, all right? And when he clean up the store, go back to squeeze the charming again, all right? Anyway, these are charming, all right? And waiting, obviously, is complex decision, buyer decision here, okay? ELM, another very famous one. This is one of the very famous theory called Petty and Cacioppo, right? This is in 86. Let me read what is that, all right? What it says is how we elaborate, continue, all right? What it says is how consumers learn, all right? That pretty simply, all right? And the whole idea is that it's so-called central route and peripheral route. When we make decision, we will make such a decision. But at the same time, we're using some other paths to help us to make decision. That's what it says. So I have my own central route to make decision. I use something else to make decision. The question is, what is that something else? All right? Show you an example. Very complicated. All right? Forget about it. All right? So this is the central route he will make. At the same time, you try to using some kind of signal, some information, help him to make decision. Very good example is toilet. Toilet, the same, right? How can you persuade people to buy your product? So if I'm using the central route to consumer, all the same. So what did the company do? You know what? You know this guy? One of the pop singers in Hong Kong, right? Very famous one, right? He pretend he is a single, right? Very famous one, all right? In fact, what he tried to do is a very famous one, 生活中的朋友, 我的 HCG, all right? And very interesting, they link these two together. So this movie singer turned out to be, so when I made a decision, I tried to find out a celebrity, I tried to find out music, I tried to find out something else, help consumer make decision. So I will make that decision later on. That's what the theory is about. All right. So they're using the information route, try to help the consumer make decision. Okay, I got one more slide. Very difficult one. All right. These are called mental accounting. And all these people are possible get Nobel Prize and already did. And what I try to do is they're using the utility economics point of view to look at how consumer react. All right. So anyway, I just give an example very quick. Then go back and then to look at that. One is called prospect theory. This guy is too old, cannot get a Nobel Prize. This guy wait until 15 years and get a Nobel Prize 2 years ago. All right. The theory called prospect theory. All right. Anyway, I will not go further. All right. Go further to like a whole bunch of examples. All right. It's about 3 hours discussion. I just show you what is that. Another one, Taylor, is from Yale University, and try to, I think he's a student of Tversky. I think they try to create a phenomena called mental accounting. All right. Let me show example very quick. All right, before I move and go to that. Something related to this one. All right, something related to this one. I have 2 megabyte product, charge 200. 4 megabyte, I charge 400. 6 megabyte, charge 600. Which one consumer will buy? Or like maybe I should say 600, I put it 650, right? Let me put 650. 2 megabyte, 4 megabyte, 6 megabyte. Which one consumer will buy? 4, right? All right, so this is the context. Now, suppose I push another product, $1,000. Only 8 megabyte. Which one consumer will buy? 8 megabyte. Which one consumer will buy? 8 or 9 megabyte, right? Or maybe 12 megabyte, anyway. I think what I try to say here is I add another very expensive one. Consumer will go back to buy 6 instead of 4. Why? Relatively speaking, this is cheaper. And that, relative speaking, that's exactly what this one talking about. So we have different situations, and then we're going to make different decisions. Another example, I go to the casino. I'm very stingy people. I always give out tips, only $1. Only $1 to give the waiter and waitress, only $1. I went to the casino, I'm using this one-armed tiger. Wow, oh my gosh. And the waiter is there. Hey, hey, hey. How much you're not give $1. How much? You just grab the money and then give it to him. Why? Suddenly my behavior changed. I only give $1, but in that situation, I will just grab a whole bunch of money. But I'm very happy. I give it to him. That's what this one is about. So in other words, in all the different situations, we have our mental accounting. And another example, all right? Another example. You know, Thai dollar, Thailand, Thai dollar and Taiwanese dollar. When we go travel to another country, some of you international students here, do you start to count, to calculate how much USA dollar is? Still do? Yes or no? All right, so it's relatively cheaper or expensive here? Cheaper, right? So what happened? You feel you go there, it's cheaper, so you spend more. Is that right? It's because all the frames change. You just, oh my gosh, so cheap. But in fact, it's not cheap at all. These are exactly what it says. So we have different psychological state, move to different situation, and we buy a different one. And there's a whole bunch of story, all right? So for instance, 1 + 1 greater than 2. That's why this one says. Zero great gain, all right? 1 to 1 + 2, all right? Integrate loss, I call it time shock, all right? So even though you had 2 tickets very expensive, but you still feel that's cheaper, all right? Now, -1 + -1 less than 2, all right? These are called integrate smaller loss with larger gain, all right? And segregate small gain from larger losses, all right? Anyway, you can try to figure out what it be by yourself. This whole idea is called mental accounting. And marketing, in fact, try to manipulate all these situations. So we come up with different marketing schemes and try to manipulate consumers' mind, you know, how they behave that. So in other words, I give you, so just like coupon, all right? I give you coupon in general, coupon, you know, coupon, 点券. Coupon in general can only use once. I can use 3 times. So you feel this coupon is better, but in fact it's not. So you can redeem your coupon 2 times or 3 times and lottery and so on. So your behavior will change. That's what this part talking about, you know? Okay, forget about that. I will not release that, all right? So we will not have any exam, just to read the slides, all right? Any questions? These are another course, all right? I don't have time to discuss. All right, let me finish that. Called Industrial Marketing. And I have another course, sometimes called B2B Marketing. I have a course called SOC Marketing. We'll discuss very detail about that, you know, what the industrial marketing and all that about. It's an industrial behavior, but totally different from consumer, okay? All right, any questions? Okay, see you next week.